I have a stalker. And this stalker is very much a nice guy. Although that's not a recognized psychological term, I'm sure that as we break it down, everyone will know it's very, very much a real thing. It comes from the demonization of masculinity and the feminization of men in the West in particular. So we'll break all that down. Coincidentally, they always seem to become left-wing extremists. So we'll also look into that as we go on. So, like I say, this guy is a nice guy. What we will do is we will break these down and then we will use him as a case study. We'll go through all the harassment and stalking and stuff that I've had to put up with recently. 6 definitive signs of a nice guy syndrome. Does it seem like no one appreciates your niceness? I would like to, before we get into it, I want to say that isn't nice and nice isn't good. Yeah, they're very different things. The way that I put it to someone once was, if you had a fat friend and they come up to you and said, am I fat? The nice thing to do to spare their feelings is to say, no, of course you're not, and pretty much condemn them to a horrible life of fatness and being unhealthy. Whereas the good thing to do is say, yes, you are fat, but I will support you in losing weight if that's what you want to do. The important thing is, if that's what you want to do. Because if anyone ever wants to make a change in their life, they have to commit themselves. They have to want to do it. This is another thing, especially with nice guys or nice people. It's always toxic positivity. It's always, oh, no, don't worry. You can do no wrong. You go, queen. Oh, you're such a victim in all this. And it just traps people in that victim mentality. They'll never get better. They'll never improve their lives because all you're doing is enabling their bad behavior. And on some level, they know it as well. So let's crack on and we'll establish what a nice guy is to begin with. Being a nice person means behaving in a kind, considerate and generous way because it aligns with your values. So there's number one. They don't actually have any values. We'll get into it later, but most of these extreme leftist people have no values at all. They are just following the current trend so that they can have some kind of moral one-up on everyone else. They don't actually believe anything they say, and that was actually broken down very well on James B News recently, so we'll look at that video a bit later on. And you genuinely enjoy being pleasant and helping others. One major thing about this being pleasant and helping others is it always means that they can trump your boundaries. Your boundaries don't matter because, oh, I'm just being nice so I can do whatever I want. That's another way that they emotionally manipulate you. You're not expecting anything in return. They always are. They're only being nice because they expect a certain reaction. They are putting on a show to manipulate a reaction out of you. Again, we will look into the case study of my stalker later and we will break all this down. You're not expecting anything in return and don't have an agenda for your kind behaviour. They always do. They always do. Again, nice isn't good and good isn't nice. But if you often feel resentful or disappointed that being nice isn't getting you anywhere, which they always do, like a second date or the professional success that you think you deserve, yeah? So this ties back into the narcissism. They think that they're better than you. They think that they deserve something just for their sheer existence. And because they're being nice and virtue signaling, they think that they can in some way demand things of you. And that's just not the case. Yeah, they're always the ones to champion, oh, individuals, do what you want. But they don't actually believe these things. You could be dealing with nice guy syndrome. While you won't find nice guy syndrome in any diagnosis manuals, this term refers to a common pattern where men act kind and helpful, but expect that these actions will bring them success either in their personal or professional life. There's Kevin Mims' letters. A marriage and family therapist with choosing therapy. There are lots of opinions about this pattern and people that fit into it. Nice Guy Syndrome has been around for decades. It was the subject of the 2000 book No More Mr. Nice Guy by Robert Glover, PhD. We'll have to look into that. More recently, the topic has made the rounds on TikTok. Nice guy syndrome has been viewed 15.8 million times, and in a geek feminism wiki post, which describes it as men who view themselves as prototypical nice guys, but whose nice deeds are in reality only motivated by attempts to passively please women into a relationship and/or sex. Now, we need to expand that. It isn't just women are affected by this. Try to use this now, again, because masculinity has been so demonized in the West. You are no longer allowed to confront these kinds of behaviors or disrespect because otherwise you're being nasty. It's not the case, right? If their feelings get hurt, then they think that that means that somehow they're a victim and you're in the wrong. It's got nothing to do with the fact that their feelings are hurt because you have knocked back their advances of wanting to control and manipulate you, and you're just calling out the disrespect. Again, this ties back to the demonization of masculinity in the West, because if you have no good men, then these weak, evil men will be encouraged to thrive. You are encouraging weak men behavior, and weak men are dangerous. They need to be reined in. That's also part of why we're doing this. Like I say, I have a stalker. He thinks that he can harass me, do whatever he wants. So rather than play his stupid little games, which include a lot of left-wing extremism, as we've mentioned, we are going to systematically go through everything and publicly put it out there for the world to see so that they can use this as an example of what fucking scumbags these people really are. Therapists say the behaviour is rooted in cultural expectations and personal insecurities. Well, isn't that a thing? It's definitely got a lot to do with personal insecurities and cultural expectations. This is the woke agenda. This is, again, the demonisation of masculinity in the West and the pushing of this woke ideology bullshit that all stems from Marxism. We'll get into that in a bit. Nice guy syndrome behaviour can lead to feelings of incompleteness, insecurity, a lack of confidence, toxic relationships, and mental health issues like anxiety and depression. Here's a closer look at common NGS behaviour and how to break the pattern. This is very important. This all ties back into the main goal of this assault on, reality. Yeah? The book.
Is it at?
This book, 1984. Possibly the most important book of our time because it's been used as an instruction manual. 2 + 2 = 5 according to the party, and you will toe that party line. You know what else is a removal from reality? Oh, men can be women and women can be men. That is why the agenda is being pushed so much. They are constantly trying to detach everyone from reality because it's easier to control the mind. And we, the silent majority, need to say, enough, you fucking bellends. We know that a man is a man and a woman is a woman. All of your little mind games, all your little tricks to try and fuck us over, we're done with it. We live in reality. Reality is objective and it absolutely does not care about your pathetic little feelings. I'm very sorry that your feelings are hurt. Anyway, get on with it. So, what is nice guy syndrome? According to Glover, nice guy syndrome is based on 3 covert contracts that guide someone subconsciously. Be a good guy and everyone will love you, and the people you desire will desire you back. This is very important because good guy is obviously subjective. Yeah? What they think is good maybe doesn't align with everyone else. So this is why, because they're so weak and they're unstable, as shown here, they have to follow the herd. And loudest herd, the fucking loony lefties, left-wing extremists. And they are extremists. We're going to break down extremism after this article. Meet other people's needs without them having to ask, and they'll meet your needs without you having to ask. This is why they get to step over your boundaries, and it's okay, because I'm just being nice, so I can do whatever I want. Do everything right, and you'll have a smooth life free of problems. I mean, that is just... I don't really know what to say on that, to be honest. Like... Well, no, I suppose what that means is that they are a victim because they've done everything right, so it should be going their way because they've decided so. That contracts don't work for several reasons, but nice guys, treating it's really nice. What nice guy syndrome behavior looks like. Let's have a look at this. Putting others' needs ahead of your own to win approval or affection. This is always very common, and it's usually followed by a request or a subtle inclination that you now owe them something. You've not asked for their help. You didn't want their help to begin with, usually, but now you owe me because I've decided so. Acting overly nice, friendly, or generous to gain favour with others, that kind of ties into the first point. Assuming that being nice automatically entitles you to romantic or sexual attention from others. It goes beyond that. They think that they get to dictate how you have to behave because they want it to be so. It is all about control for them. They are narcissists. And again, narcissism is just through the roof. Things like, well, the woke agenda, but then on top of that, you've got stuff like social media. Instagram has definitely been highlighted as one of the leaders in bringing narcissism to the masses. And, well, it is absolutely destroying us as a society and as a culture. Feeling resentful or angry when your niceness isn't reciprocated or rewarded, that's where they start throwing tantrums like little fucking children, because they are never in control of their emotions, because they never grew up. They are children in grown people's bodies. Expecting others to notice your niceness, being overly attached or dependent on a romantic partner or friend. This overly attached is now why I have a stalker. We weren't friends. I've never met this guy. I've never wanted to meet this guy. I, as some of you will be aware, I'm neurodivergent, and I can see all these things a mile off. I've been able to see stuff like this since I was a child, and it has been a real big struggle of mine. Like, why are these people lying all the time? What is going on? Why are they getting away with it? Can people not see this? But then beyond that, it's always the same conversation. Same as trauma, yeah? You're not an actual person anymore. You're running on programming, and you can be read out of a textbook. I can't do that. I need authenticity from people. And these people aren't authentic. They just run on their programming to try and get what they want. NGS can happen in any... right, I think we're done with that. Okay, let's look at define extremism. Okay, new definition of extremism. Threat from extremism has been growing for many years while the government and its understanding why prevent spot the signs of radicalisation. Radicalisation can happen in person and online. Everyone is different, and there is no checklist that can tell us if someone is being radicalised or becoming involved in terrorism, but these signs may mean someone is being radicalised. Accessing extremist content online or downloading propaganda material. Again, all of this climate fucking propaganda, all the trans propaganda, and the fucking Quran. That's what that is. Sorry, son. That's what that is. Justifying the use of violence to solve societal issues. Well, the left do that all the time. Again, these are far left extremists, and we need to start calling it out. Yeah? They are allowed to jump up and down. Oh, far right, far right, far right. And you're like, no, we're just normal. Yous are the extremists. Altering their style of dress or appearance to accord with an extremist group. Well, they all do that, innit? You can spot a lefty from a mile away. Yeah? Being unwilling to engage with people who they see as different. They do this all the time. Yeah? They say they want to debate, and then whenever you try and actually talk to them and raise legitimate points, where was I? Yes, being unwilling to engage with people who they see as different, right? So you see it all the time. They always want to debate because they have the moral high ground and they're so intelligent. But all they can do is repeat the talking points that have been given to them by the propaganda, such as by the BBC or whatever else. So what they do is they talk very confidently when they've got their talking points, and as soon as you question the logic behind it, because it's never based in logic, they fall apart. They start with ad hominem attacks, they start screaming at you, they'll do anything to argue in bad faith, because they're extremists. Using certain symbols associated with terrorist organisations, well, they're all about fucking Hamas and everything like that. They are terrorists. They are far left extremists. And again, it just goes to show that we genuinely have 100% two-tier justice, and there is an agenda being pushed on us by the globalists. Now, let's see if we can find this, shall we? There was a video that I seen a long, long time ago. And it kind of answers the question as to why this is happening. And it is all to do with Soviet Union, which is mad because it fell so long ago, but Marxism and communism we just can't seem to get rid of, unfortunately. KGB agent infiltrate the West. Let's see if that comes up with it. Oh, here we go. Yep, this is the one we want.